cannot create it equal.
How's it going, guys? What are your thoughts on abortion?
You know, my problem with you guys is that too many of the people are pro-death penalty, and so the whole premise of being anti-abortion is support life.
Why do you think those contradict?
Because if you can't, well, here's I have to tell you.
Do you know what
what's your
my
name?
position is? I'm Sam.
Sam, I'm Chris.
Chris, nice
if
to meet
I
you.
have to explain it to you, you'll never understand.
There's no way I'm going to agree with that.
Good
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, buddy.
No, you didn't answer my question.
I did answer your question. I said I wouldn't agree with that. I'm your buddy. Yeah,
so
guys, you're my friend. You're my friend, man.
So wait. You think a black man in the South gets a? Do you think they get? No, don't do that.
No.
Don't.
Come on, be mature, man.
Don't
be mature.
Don't be mean, guys. Why are you being so mean?
I've seen what you guys do. You harass women outside of Planned Parenthood.
You've seen me before?
No, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about protesters similar.
So why do you assume things about me? I didn't assume anything about you, man.
You're associated with this createqual.org.
Sam, you're on tape recording this, are you?
I'm sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Is a sperm a human? It's just a human on its way to develop into a human.
So after you have a process called singamy at fertilization.
Okay, no, Sam, I'm gonna stop right there. I know you're about to use some biology on me, but I have friends who are like really into biology, take AP Bio, considering about being a doctor. They have told me there are certain circumstances, like certain hallmarks of life. Now I can't explain it all, but I could go get them to explain it. So don't try to throw biology.
Let me give you a source then. I won't say anything. I'll give you a source. Ward Kishker, C. Ward Kishker. He's a PhD at the University of Arizona in embryology.
I'm also gonna stop
there. Let me finish.
Just
let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's a PhD in embryology. This is the relevant study. It's not just a BA in biology. This is the relevant study, which is what we're talking about, the beginning of life. That's what embryology studies. He says that every embryo, this is a direct quote from him, every embryologist in the world knows that the life of an individual human being begins at fertilization. This is not a belief. This is a scientific fact.
Sam, see, no, that's not fully true, because some people would say that is a human.
Can you give me one embryological source that would say that's not true?
I don't. Listen.
So, okay, so what he's basically saying is that the initiation of life is at that point, because obviously you couldn't really be alive if there wasn't some point that you determined where you had to start.
Not only that, but he also says that an individual human being begins their existence at fertilization.
Well, again,
it's a stronger
we're
claim
back
than
to
that.
our thing is that, so yes, society actually comes down to this whole thing that you see around you. Where are you from? What part of the country?
From California originally.
Okay, everything around there is all arbitrary. Everything you see is arbitrary. Every single thing is a decision that we make, is a compromise. There is
that an arbitrary statement, or is there something objective about that?
No, it's a fact. Look around you. In other words,
so not everything is arbitrary then? The statement that everything is arbitrary is a non-arbitrary statement?
No.
See what I'm saying? It's kind of self-contradictory, isn't it?
Now you're being silly.
Sam,
well, it's the same thing when someone says something like no truth exists, but they're making a truth claim.
So wait, do you believe in the better life is the life hereafter?
The better life?
Yeah, in other words, okay.
Not for some people.
For you.
Yeah.
I want you to do me a favor then, and I want you to prove that.
Okay, I can do that.
When this car comes,
are you an
truck
atheist?
comes down, no, I'm not an atheist. I'm agnostic. When this truck comes down, I want you to walk in front of it.
Okay, so here's the standard here. Like, why are you saying that I have to kill myself in order for me to prove?
Because what you just said to me is that there is no arbitrary nature, okay? And what I'm telling you is everything
if I live by your presuppositions.
Everything we do, Sam, is a decision as a society. This is what we make decisions as a society. You won't like everything, I won't like everything, but that's the way we all work.
So the only standard for proof that I could give you is killing myself?
Well, no, what I'm saying is that you believe in absolutes, okay?
Is that an absolute statement?
You believe in absolutes because you believe...
As do you, because you're making an absolute statement about me.
No, well, let's go back to what started this. I said to you that everything is a decision about how we draw a line.
Okay.
And you said, well, no, that's not, because... What was your, again, you said no.
I'm saying there's objective truth, and we do draw lines, but they're based on objective truth.
Where is objective truth?
So, is that an objective truth claim?
Where is objective truth? I asked you a question.
I'm not making the claim that it's a physical
where
attribute.
Where is objective truth? What is objective truth?
You're viewing the world through an empiricist lens, and that doesn't actually make sense of what you're saying.
What is objective truth by you?
What you're saying right now.
What is objective truth?
The metaphysical answer that you're asking for, right? Should I give it to you physically, and is that possible for me to give you a physical answer to a metaphysical concept?
I want your definition of objective truth.
Okay, so I would say that the definition of objective truth is something that cannot be wrong. It's something that absolutely exists regardless of whether someone agrees with it or not.
Okay, so give me an example.
So your assent, for instance, to that building existing, it has existence regardless of whether you agree that it exists. It's just there. And so when I say that that building exists, I'm saying that not only do I perceive that it exists, I'm saying that as it relates to the actual reality of things, how things actually are, that building is actually there. And it does not matter what the perceiver says about it. I can say that it's not there or that it's there. That doesn't change its existence. And so when I say things like you're making objective truth claims, I'm saying that you're saying things about me, things that I believe, that you're saying is actually true, objectively true, that I actually believe certain things. Those are objective truth claims. But then you're saying that there's no such thing as objective truth, which is self-contradictory.
No, I do believe there's objective truth, but even that, you and I have to agree on it. In other words, you and I have to actually agree on it.
Okay, so for instance, if you and me are both here standing in this space right here, and I say that God exists and you say God doesn't exist.
Wait,
we contradict each other,
let's go back here. Let's go back at another thing. So if you and I, okay, we're talking about objective truth. Do you believe in creation or evolution?
Oh, well, I think you're confusing terms there, but I would say that I believe in a creation. I believe that the world was made in...
And what was the objective truth that led you to believe that?
Now, what are you asking for? Are you asking for an empirical demonstration, or are you asking for
you how you concluded that creationism is how we came, and how you disavow science for what it basically claims?
Okay, that's prejudicial conjecture, though. You're saying that I'm disavowing science.
But let's carbon date. Do you understand carbon dating,
Chris,
Sam?
do you see how that's prejudicial?
Do you understand carbon dating?
Can I just ask you something?
No.
Do you see how that's prejudicial conjecture?
I'm trying to. Do you understand carbon dating?
Yeah.
Do you believe it's true when they carbon date something?
Do you know that carbon dating? So this is the interesting thing about carbon dating. You can only carbon date things that are 50,000 years or younger because the carbon disappears in it. It doesn't last that long.
That's not true.
It is.
It's not true.
Well, if you look at so what's the half-life of carbon?
It's not true.
What's the half-life of carbon?
I know for a fact that you carbon date much further back than 50,000 years.
Okay, can you look into that for me then? I would really like for you to look into that because that's not actually true. Carbon dating does not do that.
Well, let's see. I mean, I'm going to prove either. So let's see. We'll go to Google.
How far back can you carbon date something?
Right. Yeah, let's see. I misspoke. I'm talking about radiocarbon dating, which is what geologists
But
use.
you asked me a second ago whether I understood how it was. And you didn't even know what it was.
Well, you're a lot smarter than me. That's why I'm learning from you, Sam.
I'm just trying to say, Chris, we don't have to assume ignorance on the part of the other person.
I think sometimes what we have to assume is that you're finessing me. Let's see. Well, here. The period of time after which half of a given sample will have decayed
5,730 years. So that's a half-life.
The oldest dates that can be reliably measured by the process date to around 50,000 years ago. Okay,
so carbon dating can't prove millions of years. It can only look at something and see whether it's within 50,000 years.
Is this argument over how old the Earth is?
Well, no,
that's what he asked me about.
No, so he's actually correct.
Sam, I'm having trouble believing you.
Okay,
okay, I did find it. It's radiometric. I was misspoken.
Radiometric carbon dating?
Yeah. No, it's no carbon. What they call it radiometric dating. And it's actually looking at the half-lives. So you were correct about carbon dating.
I think that if you're going to apply the scientific process to dating something, you have to have consistency in your test results for known things, for known ages of things, in order to be able to determine that these older things are actually that age.
I can see your point.
So that's one of my problems with that. But
right. Okay.
I actually got to go get the car, but I really enjoyed talking to you guys. I'm Sam. I already said that.
That's great.
Nice to meet you guys.
Sam, the people that you work with are too harmful.
Well, would you shake my hand and you can just walk away? You don't have to talk to me ever again? All right, well, you have a nice day, man.
We need your help. Preborn children are dying. Drop us a like on this video and tell us what you think in the comments section below. Subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit the notification bell. Together, we can end ageism and abortion.